Okay, day 3 of the what have I gone and done debacle. But I got about 75% of the dust cleaned up, and I feel better. You know, there's still some dust on like the legs, but I'm gonna finish the benches. This is this today. What I'm doing now will be coat 3 for this one and coat 2 for this one. You see how the wood that I had to sand down really hard below the scratches and dings, you see how it just sucked that poly right up. And this second coat will make a big difference. The third coat will look nice. The fourth and fifth coat will really make it look brand new. And then I'll be really careful about, you know, I've taken my razor knife and cut things open and just left a big gap. I mean, I've been abusive to the benches, and you know, most people, I would say 99.9% of people would think I was crazy for going to this length on these benches, but I'll tell you the truth, I work best when I have a neat, clean, tidy environment. And when I don't, I feel it, and I don't feel good about knife making. I feel like I have to stop knife making and clean my shop. You know, it is what it is. I hate using that term because it's kind of a overused cliche, but over the years I've just learned to live with my own little idiosyncrasies and do things to accommodate my brain's need for order and neatness. So here we go. Second coat and third coat behind me, and then I'm gonna paint this floor with a roller. I'm not gonna get crazy. I just cannot get on my hands and knees anymore. So it's all gonna have to be roller, and I'm basically gonna hit the traffic areas. And one more thing, the chair I'm sitting in is one of the most comfortable chairs I've ever had in my life. I paid an enormous amount of money for it. And the chair in my leather shop is the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in my life. So I have a chair in my man cave at the house, which I don't sit in often anymore. I used to spend a lot of time in there, but now I can do everything mostly from my phone, so I don't need to go in there to the computer. When I do go in there, it's to ship knives or, you know, maybe clean a gun. And so I'm going to take that really expensive chair and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to take the one I'm sitting in and put it in the leather shop, and I'm going to take that piece of crap chair that's in the leather shop and put it in the house, because I just don't sit in it often enough or long enough for it to worry me about being that uncomfortable. So, all right, I told you my plans, so I'm gonna get the painting. Okay, that's third coat on that. I think the fourth coat will be the charm for that, and I may just go ahead and put 5 or 6, since this is the one I spend about 85% of my time I spend here at this one. And now I'm going to get this chair out, and I don't think I got enough. I may have to go buy a gallon of paint, which is just fine. And I don't remember what this paint is. This is not the floor paint. This is. And it's not a whole gallon. So I'm going to save that lid. And is that Home Depot? That's Home Depot. So that's the paint code called Santa Fe. I don't know what made me pick that color. I just did. So anyway, here we go. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour this out on the floor, and then take my roller, my long handled roller, and just roll it out. And if it needs a second coat or a third even, I'll do that. I'm just not gonna rush this. I don't have any knife orders, so there's nothing standing in the way of me taking my time and doing this somewhat right. All right, let me get this chair out of here and get the painting. Oh, you look good in here. Okay. You should feel right at home with all the leather in here, but then you're just pleather, aren't you? Okay, let's see if I can zoom in. There's deer 1 to the right of that tree, and deer 2 is in between those 2 trees right there up on the hill. And what they're doing is they're waiting on my wife to come down here to throw them some corn. And then we have Lucy right here that's just not having it. Let me go stop. Okay, it's looking better, looking better. Can you believe this floor was once that color? It's the same paint. Hard to believe. And I'm afraid it's going to take 2 coats, but that's okay. I've done made up my mind that I'm coming back with a brush and all the areas that on the edge, and I'm probably going to paint the baseboards to that color. I'm just going to screw it. I'm going to do it right up under there. I mean, the absolute right way would be to pull everything out of here, but it's just not possible. Now, I've got stuff bolted both to the floor and to the wall so it doesn't move while I'm using it. You know, the machinery, all that stuff is bolted to the wall and bolted to the floor. So this is so heavy, I had to take it apart to get it in here by myself. And okay, I'm working my way up to the back door here. I'm gonna go out that way and leave the air conditioner and the fan on, and probably gonna take the lid to this paint can and go get me another can of that. Anyway, this is working out. Pouring it on the floor is working out. I'm putting it real heavy in the spots that have got the most wear, and then when I come back with a second coat, it'll just be a quick roll and let it dry, and then come back with my paintbrush and get around the legs and all that. So, all right, back to work. Okay, there it is. Most expensive seat I've ever bought in my life. And oh, it is so comfortable.
Is that the one you had down there in your shop?
No. The one I had in my shop, I put in my leather shop. And this is going in my knife making shop.
Hey,
and it is a...
The best chair you ever bought, you bought and put down there.
No, this is the best chair I ever bought. It's the most money I ever spent.
Too many best chairs I ever bought and made it keep up with.
Well... Oh, the knives we are going to make. I'll tell you what, I got enough paint to do one of 2 things. Roll the floor out one more time, or enough paint to go around the edges and do around the legs of my tools and maybe even the baseboards. And I think I'm gonna do that. And then, you know, a couple more years, I'll throw another coat down on the floor. Boy, that looks good, huh? All right, let me get my my good knife making chair in here, and we'll be all set. I'm gonna take my shoes off right now because I don't want to walk on this with my dirty shoes till it dries good and hard. Let me make sure it's all dry. It looks dry. Yeah. So I'm afraid that's going to be it for today. Let me touch this, see how tacky it is. Oh, it's not. How about this one? So I might be able to put another coat on these. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to put another coat on these. It'll be the last coat for that one. And the third, I'll probably go 5 coats on this. So I'm going to do that, and call it a day. Okay. So I got the third coat on this, the fourth coat on that, and floor's dry. The chair, I like it, but it's not as tall, I guess is the word. And I'm gonna have to get used to sanding on my knives at about 1.5 inches lower height. I know that doesn't sound much, but when your arms have done something repetitively for 100,000 times, that it's gonna take a little getting used to. Anyway, so there we are. I'm gonna leave this door open. I got the fan blowing, but I got the AC off. So alrighty. We'll be back. This is it for today. Oh, and the young man that I was talking about has made it to his destination, okay, and he's dyed his hair orange. And he's now with that group that burns, loots, and murders and destroys things that other people built. So that's the choice he made. At least we know he's alive. There you go. See you tomorrow. Well, I ordered some boxes for my matched set because the machete, the Bayou chopper, is too long for the boxes I normally ship in. And the post office box, if I ship in that, costs me about $25. And if I ship in my boxes, it costs me about $14 to ship. So I got on Amazon. Now let me just show you my little shipping office here. These are the boxes that I normally ship my bigger knives in. These are the boxes I ship my neck knives, dinner skinners, and I think I can get my Cato in there too. But they will not fit. They won't fit the big knife, the Bayou chopper. So I was going to order the same kind of boxes I have down over there, the white boxes. And it's over $100 for 50 boxes. That's $2 a box. So I found these for a third of that. I think it was like $30 or so. Hold on, I'm gonna look. Okay, so I got 25 for $26.29. So it was $1 something a box, $1.05 a box. And I was thinking, I hope I'm not wasting my money. But I did. So I guess my only hope is to order the good boxes that I should have ordered, and maybe I can double these up, and because that is a long box not to get bent and mutilated and sat on. And you know, the post office, they stack stuff in tight in them long distance trailers, like the ones that go from, you know, one huge bulk mailing center to another. Anyway, it looks like I'm going to have to... See, they won't sell you any less than 50 of the other boxes, the white ones that I showed you. And they're really expensive. So I wasted my money. Should have just bought the expensive ones and not tried to save a buck. Live and learn. Cheap, thin, paper thin, and they wouldn't last 2 minutes in the mail. So maybe when I get the new boxes, the ones I should have bought, maybe these will actually fit inside, and it'll give them like a double layer of protection. We'll see. Oh yeah, one more thing. My hands have gotten so bad that I had to order one of those jar openers. For some reason, I just cannot make my hands grip and turn jar lids. Sometimes I can, but sometimes my hands hurt so bad I just won't do it. And sometimes I just have to give the jar to my wife, let her open it. Not always. Sometimes my hands are strong enough, but sometimes they just hurt too bad. So, I got one of them.